Here we are, we're coming to our Portage area.
Go off what my scouting reports say about.
All right, fans, we're back here in Studio B after an Owatonna meet that, again, never disappoints. Some disappointments not winning the varsity, but again, win JV, and just, it always seems the weather breaks at Owatonna, doesn't it?
Really does. It usually gets a little bit cooler.
Yep.
There's always a little bit of a wind on that front nine at Brook Tree Golf
This year
Course.
was probably windier than most.
Yeah.
So I think the times were slightly affected. I think some years it's been 50 degrees and no wind and hard ground. Today the ground was a little soft and it was a little windy, but again, great course. And maybe talk a little bit about the course.
Well, the course is wide open. What's really nice about the course is, as a parent or fan, you can see the guys go about 12 different places without much effort.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few of us, we get out to the mile and a half mark, but that takes a lot of effort to get out there. And I've found over the years, I can't quite get back as quick as I used to.
I don't even attempt to. So, well, I'm doing the mile and 2 mile splits. I had Seidler with me, and we did a good job. You get to see the splits and stuff on that on the other video. But let's talk about the races. The varsity, let's go with varsity boys first.
Well, I think the varsity, we had a solid race. Mankato East is clearly the real deal. No question about it. This is maybe their best team of all time.
They had, 35, and we were second with 84. I believe Lakeville North was third with 116.
116.
Yeah.
And we got them late, but here's a couple of things to point out in the varsity. First of all, we've been going to the Brook Tree Golf Course since 1979.
It's a long time.
And we had the top 2 freshman performances we've ever had in Boston Peterson and Channing Goodwin. They broke the time set by Luke Labatt.
Yeah.
And before Luke Labatt,
All-stater, 2-3 years, right?
Yeah, 2-3, and he's a
414 miler.
North Dakota school record holder in the steeple, 5,000 meters type.
Yeah, 841 steeple.
One of the potential favorites in the Summit League coming up this fall in cross country.
Yeah.
Well, before he broke it, I mean, it's 22 seconds. There's like four guys at about 17:09.
Yeah.
So he broke it by a lot, but that's impressive. We'll start there.
Yeah. Channing was ahead of Boston.
Boston.
Boston ran 16:42. That's Boston Peterson. He's a freshman. Yeah. And Channing Goodwin was our 4th runner, and he ran 16:46. Yeah. So you're right. That really is the highlight, to have 2 freshmen break the school record. Yeah.
Andrew Schultz on the all-time list now as a senior. He was running near the front most of the race. Faded a little bit. Yeah. But he ran a good race, strong race. He liked to have done better closing, but he ran a pretty good race.
16:21's not terrible.
And then we had Austin Bodette is so savvy, and he was able to close well there as well. Now we had a little bit of a injury. Drew Molinar showed a lot of toughness.
Yeah, right after the 2 mile mark.
Kind of got tripped and turned his ankle, and then he got up. He went down. Yeah. And he got up. He gutted out that last mile, but clearly he was with our guys, and actually he looked really good. So I think he probably would have been in the 1640s had he been able to keep going. Yeah. That's what it looked like.
We failed to mention Abram Anderson was our 2nd runner.
Yeah. Well, he kind of led the charge. Yeah. He kind of led the charge back. We got out maybe a little bit slower than we'd like to, but he led the charge back. And then Ethan Peterson also with him as well was kind of in that charge, in that mix.
So we're really happy, and we'll have a separate preview issue, but we like where we're at right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we'll get a conference meet coming up, section meet. Yeah. So we're like where we're at right now. We got a little bit of time here to kind of get things squared away, but...
Okay, now let's move to JV, where we win the title. Do you have any idea how many JV titles we've won there?
Actually, I think we've won, I want to say maybe 12.
Okay.
Possibly maybe 13.
Yeah, in your 26 years.
Yeah, we've won the last 5 that they've contested. There was 1 rain out and 1 COVID.
Yeah, that's true. So there haven't been all 26 of those competitions.
Right.
And team scores, do you remember?
Yeah, we had 34, and I believe Lakeville North was at 69, and then I think Egan, I don't know exactly their total, in the 80s maybe.
I thought Mankato East was actually a JV team in the power ranking.
They were, but they had a couple of varsity athletes that were kind of dinged up, hurt, 6'7", so they moved a couple of the JV guys in there. So they were not quite on their game. They had 2 guys up in the top 10 in JV, so they were pretty good.
We're power ranked too. The sites, what have you seen in the sites that you've looked at?
Well, what I've seen is right now we're top 3.
We're talking JV.
I think right now Wyzetta's 1, And I think
Minnetonka?
I think we hold the tiebreaker, the criteria on Minnetonka, but it's really tight.
Okay, so we're right there as one of the best JV teams in the state.
It's really kind of what I've seen at the site I've seen. They have it's kind of complicated. They take like your top 5.
Okay. Your top 5 JV.
JV.
Okay.
And then they have like a second tier top 5.
And that's included in the power ranking points.
In the ranking points, not in the actual JV team. And then there's actually a third part. That's where the criteria.
And that really helps us because we've got a great third.
That's what helps us. So that's what they have. I can't name it specifically, but that's. I don't know it completely, but it's some kind of.
Yeah, that committee, I think, probably doesn't meet as often as they need to meet.
Well, and a lot of math that you're probably capable of. They're starting to get into logarithms and things like that, where there's a lot of letters involved with the math and not just numbers.
Regardless, we're right there.
Yeah.
We have a really great JV team.
Yeah.
Let's just go through the performance.
Well, great up front.
Okay.
Carm Goodburn and Ike Harder go 2-3.
2-3.
Now they were going against Mankato West, which would have been their number 2 guy in the varsity. So I'm not sure how that worked. Any team can do what they want to do.
Right.
And then we were real stuck. Samuel Sampers coming up. He was up there battling.
He was 5th, I believe.
Yeah,
17-20.
He was up there. And then we just had a slew of guys. Max Jenis, Ian Atherley was in there. Andrew Tennyson.
Isaac Heggie, was he our 5th guy?
Isaac Heggie broke 18 minutes for the first time.
We had a number of guys do that.
Yes, we did. A lot of guys under 18 minutes.
Yeah. And then we even had some freshmen perform well, too.
Yes, we did. We got some really stepped up guys. We already mentioned 2 guys in the varsity, and then we had a slew of guys with personal bests. No particular order here. Yeah. Noah Hansen, Luke Sanborn, Elias Schroeder. And then we saw a lot of Bennett Bartlam. Had a big breakthrough. Big breakthrough.
Yeah. Did he break 20?
He did break 20, yeah. He was mid-19. So.
And a spiked up Jax McCabe, as I recall. Yeah.
I should have mentioned him from the start. He broke another minute from his Osseo time with the spikes.
Yeah. Now, was Ben Anderson spiked up?
Ben Anderson wasn't. Ben Anderson.
Tell his story a little bit.
Ben Anderson's a great story. Lacrosse goalie. Mm-hmm. He ran in the alumni meet 2 miles.
First time he's ever been in cross country, right?
First time he ever ran, really. He ran over 19 minutes for 2 miles. Thursday, he ran 22 mid for 5K.
Well, that's averaging 7 minutes a mile, a little bit more.
Yeah. So he has really dropped.
So he's running 7-minute pace, 7:20 pace for 3 miles, and you're saying a month and a half ago he could barely run 10-minute pace for 2 miles.
Quite honestly, all he does, he just shows up every day and gives it a good effort, and consequently, you got no choice but to improve.
Yeah. And I mean, to the fans and parents that are watching this, I think you guys should know, as coaches, we get just as excited about that kind of stuff. It really kind of is the juice for our season, getting guys to improve. And so we appreciate every kid and their efforts and the progress they're making.
Well, let's get to what do we got for the alum?
Again, telling me how to do my job.
We got the start for the 2023 Spokane Marathon.
The staff didn't tell me.
Well, we sure have
Cole Adams and Anders Roback at the starting line. And here we go, 2023 Spokane Marathon.
That's Sunday, so we're not going to be able to view this until Monday because we're going to get that film. Like I said, we sent somebody special to go do that, to get the film. And then
today's alumni.
And then we're going to look at somebody who's been with our program from the get-go here, so we'll hear from him.
Okay, perfect. See you, fans.
All right, Irish fans, we're right before the start of the alumni meet. This is Matt Cordina, class of 1997. Matt, what are you doing now with your time?
Working and raising a family.
Where do you live at?
3 kids. Live in Egan, so kind of at the end of me, but...
What was your favorite memory of cross country or track?
That's a good question. I think probably just running the long runs with a lot of friends, just spending time on the road. So
thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks.